How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the OneShot Solstice run. One thing about this Solstice version of things is that all the new content and stuff that opens up is really cool. There's more story to be had, more to be discovered, more to investigate and mess around with. But there's also like a lot of backtracking through areas that I've already been to. I didn't mind coming through it at first because, you know, like I said, it has all the glitchiness guiding you directly to which parts of it are useful and everything. But now all of a sudden it's like, okay, yep, I've been here. Shit, I guess I could be fast traveling right now. I'm such an idiot. The bridge is broken. So I guess that isn't an option, honestly. And can I get to where... There's only the 3 locations I think I have access to right now, so I don't really know if I can find Magpie after all. So that's not very useful then, is it? Well, if I can't go back at all, and I've talked to Cedric, Calamus, and Alula, and the guard robot, he can't do anything. The only thing I can do is talk to Maze? Although this character is like dying. They're like barely holding on, trying to save this world. I feel like I can't really ask any favors right now. We've already chatted, and it's kind of... Things are kind of seeming hopeless down here. Hello? I have something to ask of you. Oh, that's terrible to ask this character for favors right now. Yes? Oh, got a little bit of a smile. Seems like they are just wanting to be helpful in general. Maybe they know that this is like the last big contribution they're gonna make. It looks like most of the bridges around the Glen are broken. And that's right, the bridges. You need to cross them on your pilgrimage. Would you like me to fix them? Yeah. Is it possible? Difficult. Bridges are in very specific locations, over water. You need to find the right points. Vines must be very strong, too. An undertaking. But possible. I intend to use the last of my strength. Please stand back. You're gonna die? To make a bridge? Oh, what happened? Are you okay? Are you... Oh, that makes my, like, heartbeat stutter or something. Like, that's heavy. I feel terrible. Oh, I'm so sorry. I promise I'll make it worth it somehow, that this won't just be another repeated cycle where we save, plant, and rebirth you just to make you sacrifice everything all over again. Like, oh, there's something twisted about that. Don't even look at me, robot. You don't even know what I was just doing down there. Don't even pretend to have your robo-empathy. Doesn't work that way. Oh, and there it is. Was that it? Are there other bridges that are going to be fixed? I hope there's several, because if it's like just that one, if that was all that was needed, does that instantly? Yeah, it instantly adds a fast travel. But man, if that was it, oh, I'll feel so terrible. The bridge to the forest was just restored. The village evacuees should be able to find better fishing spots here. The plant spirit is really looking out for us, isn't she? Yeah. Okay, so they also repaired one big important bridge that's going to help people, like, feed themselves. So that feels good. It feels like there was more to it then. Lone Ram. He's stuck out there. How do we get to him? The land fragmentation is happening faster and faster now. But looks like the vines are slowing it down. Oh, you poor little ram. I'd help you if I could. But we've kind of already done a lot here today, asked a lot of the forest creature. I think she's done everything she can. My mommy's making food for everyone. I want to help her catch fish, but I'm not a grown-up yet. At this point, I don't know if it matters. Maybe she just lets you fish just for fun. This island has more moss covering than our village did. Would have been nice to build a settlement here. Too late now, I guess. Oh. You're the trader guy, just chilling in a different spot. You don't have your wagon or anything anymore. Sure am. Magpie. Didn't know your name before. You here to trade? Because if you are, then I got bad news for you. A lot of my stuff is back on my cart, which was sadly abandoned when I was running for my life. So my collection is very limited right now. Managed to grab some of my favorite things before I left, though. Oh, do you have anything like gears? Gears? Like the metal spinny things? I don't think I have anything like that. Do you have any solid gears? Ones preferably made out of metal, perhaps? Wait, I do have this box thing that can wind up and play a song. That's a music box. Yeah, I bet there's lots of little metal bits inside of there. Oh, that might work. I feel like gears are very specific, like the size and strength of them and everything. I don't think you can just interchange any gear with any other gear, but game logic in general would say otherwise. But I'm not sure I want to trade it away. It's one of my favorite things. Oh, what am I saying? You're the savior. Things have been getting pretty bad around here lately. If I don't help you, I might not even be around much longer. You need to save this world, right? Take it. Oh, thank you. Are I gonna trade anything for it? I feel bad just taking it. We couldn't even give him an empty syringe, a gas mask maybe? By the way, if you ever see a big guy with goggles and a cool helmet, tell him the trader in the Glen said hi. Also ask him if he has any more of those music boxes for trading. Will do. Big guy with goggles. Oh, this has a clover on it too even. They're not just referring to Cedric, are you? Are you okay? Are you okay? I want to go back home. Oh, I feel bad. We won't last long now, will we? The sun can't fix the squares. The sun can't restore the land. Man, everyone's really phoning it in now, eh? Well, the devil still is alive. They still made it. Nothing biting. What a day. That's all you gotta say about any of that? The vines are everywhere. The plant lady must be protecting us. Yeah. Our village was ransacked by the squares not long ago. Most of us made it out alive, but we can't really go back anymore. The squares are bad news, man. Man, the squares are really tearing us apart. It feels so silly to have such a vague concept be like your downfall, that the squares are your main concern, but I mean, they are really killing everyone. It's just surprising that no one came up with like a better term for it or anything. I really need these people to get out of the damn way. I just want to slip into that house, please. There we go. Anyone in here hanging on to some batteries? Oh, hello, Messiah. I like how casual this person is. Would you like some stew? I made enough to feed the whole village, literally. It's okay, thanks. Right, I remember Stew Person now. What a nice lad. Looks like the Glen is deteriorating faster than ever now. I doubt anyone here is hanging on to batteries, hey? Maybe you can pry this apart? We found a music box. It should have gears in it, right? I assume so, but this looks like one of the ones that my father made. Your dad makes music boxes too? My dad makes a lot of things. Where did you get this from, by the way? A trader from the village gave it to me. I see. I remember my father saying that he used to trade with some of the people here. He did always love traveling this world, despite... Well... Sorry, I started rambling. The gears in there are compatible with the engine, although it pains me to have to take it apart. I guess that makes more sense then, if they were both made by the same person. I mean, still, I feel like gears aren't fully interchangeable, but it's like, yeah, he was probably working with the same set of tools and what have you, so it seems a little bit more reasonable, right? Oh, I'm sorry. It's fine. We still need a battery to get this engine running. Please do what you must to find one. Even kill? I'll try to not have it come to that. I'll go one step prior to that. How about? Oh, and Calamus and Alula talked about the research station, which might be difficult to find exactly. But I'm pretty sure that was where you head down south. Okay, it might take a little bit of wandering around, but I think the research station was where the robots gave me the water vial sample. It was something they gave me something like water related. I remember that. Kind of hugging the southern wall as I'm wandering around because I could have sworn that was how we got there before. Oh wait, here's a big. Nope, this is just this bridge. Dang it. Oh, okay. This I'm not looking for just a big pile of vines. I feel like I was looking for a bridge that was half tied together with vines, so I kind of was overlooking that repeatedly. I don't know how many times I actually walked past that without properly realizing that was a path. Hello, person. This is the main generator of the Glen. Hello. Would you happen to know if I could find any batteries for a flying machine here? It's kind of an emergency. I do not know what a flying machine is, but any sort of large machinery would require a high-capacity power cell. For example, the generator in this room utilizes such a device. Oh, right, I almost forgot. We had to fix the battery for this thing in the Barrens, didn't we, Graeme? If this is an emergency for living beings, you can use the battery from the generator. Oh. Wait, but if we take the battery here, all of you guys would lose power, wouldn't you? Maybe Graeme and I should go find another one? Negative. This is the only battery in the Glen powerful enough to be used as a standalone unit. If it is a dire situation, then do what you must. What a noble robot, sacrificing all robo-kind for the cause. It's definitely not limited programming. It's him just being a real hero. Just really stepping up. I guess we have no choice but to take this, Graeme. Yoink! It really makes it seem like it didn't think twice about it. We just walked up to it and we're like, I guess this is it. Dibs. We just yoinked that straight out of there. Oh, what am I doing? I'm gonna take the fast way here. Alright, man, we got ourselves a charged up battery at the cost of many lives. You said at any cost, so that's on you, man. You were the one who made it so broad. We found a battery. Oh, nice. I honestly wasn't expecting it. So you were just doing nothing? You were just sitting on your thumbs this whole time, not working on fixing your flying machine? It's from the generator on one of the islands. The research station? Yeah, it was powering all the robots there. I felt bad for taking it. We can always just give it back later. Alright. Sounds like a bit of an empty promise because we don't know if we will be back, but I like the sentiment. Looks like the flying machine has a chance after all. I just have to assemble the pieces now, but it might take a while. Do you mind keeping me company? Oh, nice. We just get to chill and work on the plane together. How's it going? Are we there yet? Sort of, you know, just nagging him all the way along. Not really what he was asking for. He just wanted company, not someone buzzing around asking him silly questions. Slow. The connectors in the battery were not designed for this type of engine, so I have to shift around some of these parts. And there's this bolt that keeps getting stuck, and don't worry, I'm making decent progress. We should be able to make it to the city by tonight. If you say so. What will happen once we get there? We need to bring Proto back first, and then we need to go find one more person. You may have already met her, actually. Do you remember her from the last time you were in this world? What does she look like? Oh, is it going to be the lady with the dice for her head? This is going to sound strange, but... Oh, she's a fox. Oh, the fox. Who I did not pay enough attention to in the previous playthrough. We found the fox. I think either Calamus or Lula or one of them actually had a fox doll that I tried to interact with a few times because it was neat. And then when the fox showed up in part 7 or 8 or whatever it was of the regular playthrough, I spaced on it because I recorded that like a week or two apart. I completely forgot about the fox doll. The fox is cool. I'm so glad that the fox is coming back and remaining significant. Oh, I do remember talking to a fox at one point. You've met Rue? The memories are still really blurry, though I see. It's just hard, you know? Proto told me to think of this world as a dream. But then I get so caught up with, and I just kind of forget. I forget that everything here is supposed to be not real. And then I remember. And then I just get really sad. I know this is for me to go home, but knowing that none of it mattered in the first place, am I just trapped here for no reason? Proto also told me not to ask anyone in the world about this, saying they don't understand. But what about him? How did he know? How do you know? Aren't you guys all supposed to be code? Well, I'm not sure what to even believe anymore. I wish Rue was here. She's so much better at explaining this sort of thing. I'm doing a terrible job of it. I bet Proto was even less tactful, wasn't he? I'm afraid I must risk sounding callous, but please, you need not concern yourself with how real everything is for now. The plan is already in motion. We cannot allow for distractions. Father is putting everything into this one last run of the world. But so, is this character calling the developer of the game father or the author, for whether or not they're one and the same, I don't know, the last chance for him to fix everything? Your father is involved in the world machine? You could say that. The acceleration of square particle anomalies was not accounted for at all, though. The patch was only built to accommodate the normal rate they appear. That's interesting the way you patch a game, that this whole Solstice run was added in a patch later on. That's very meta in a cool way. I think too often there's games or characters in games that are like fourth wall, never heard of it, and it's kind of shoehorned in there, and it doesn't really serve the narrative. It's just done because it's like kind of a cheeky, cool thing to do. This game seems like it really understands that, like, the implications of that are so large that you should maybe treat it a little seriously, and like, I don't know, I just appreciate how they've handled it. They're accumulating at frightening speeds now. Proto even lost his body. Thankfully, he gave you the disc just in time. So, what happened to him anyway? What happened to anyone who gets caught in the squares? I only know it's bad. Well, you know how the simulation works, right? How everything is code? Specifically, everything is generated from pre-existing code. The squares can cause damage to that code. Most of the time, irreversible damage. Father has lost some friends in previous iterations of the simulation. It took him forever to develop the current, much more stable version. You're making it sound like your dad built the simulation himself. Wait, did he? Yeah. But how? If everyone in this world is code, how could he build himself? That's, not really what happened. So what happened? Like I said, you shouldn't concern yourself with... Alright. Did Prototype ever tell you about the old world? He did say something about being built to greet the Messiah of the old world. I was, too caught up with the other stuff at the time to think about it. You know of it, at least, then. Alright, here we go. My father, myself, the other two. None of us were a part of the simulation itself. Our home world, the real world, was actually destroyed a long time ago. In the years leading up to the calamity, scientists from all over the world tried to stop it, but the outlook was bleak. The vague prophecy about a messiah from another world became everyone's last bastion of hope. Prototype was built to predict the future and the specifics of this messiah. But as his predictions turned out, the messiah would not have been able to arrive in our world in time. In fact, the Messiah would not even have been born before our world ended. Disheartened, most people abandoned their research and resolved to peacefully live out their final years. But some people did the opposite. Even though saving the world was impossible, they didn't want our existence to be in vain. And that's where my father came in. With the last of his resources, he built his most ambitious project yet, the world machine. A large, detailed facsimile of the old world, generated from a pool of memories collected from everyone he knew. After a heavy amount of modification and an added narrative, my father was able to convert the entire structure into code. How did that code escape the old world? I have no idea. What I do know is, there is no equipment back home that was powerful enough to run the code independently. I hope you guys don't mind how lore heavy this portion of the game is becoming. I think it's super fascinating, and it's a weird bit of world building, and we're going down these crazy avenues of stuff that probably wouldn't have thought about the first time playing the game, because you're so caught up in this narrative. So it's interesting to have all this layered in here after. I feel like there's some interest amongst people to have the larger story, so I'm sure people don't mind. So, aside from the standard hardware, it also needed to borrow the mental processing abilities of a living person. Father used himself for that during the initial testing phases. Like I said, it took many iterations for him to make the experience stable enough. But as you can see, even that's breaking down. Father caught on to the issue in the last minute, but did not have enough time to fix it. After the world ended, the code kinda just ended up floating in the void, indefinitely, waiting for a willing operator to install it onto their hardware. Graeme. Yeah, the operator, Graeme, would then generate the universe using the code, becoming God in the process. So Graeme was a living person you needed to borrow? No, that would be you. But why me? I shouldn't ask that question a long time ago, I guess. I should have asked that question a long time ago, shouldn't I? I do not know. We really need to get going. Is everything kinda all put together? I'm impressed by your ability to multitask, to get into these deep philosophical questions while also repairing a ship, while simultaneously, never moving at all? Really, really impressive work there. It didn't even look like you were doing anything, really. It's fixed. We can leave in the next 5 minutes if you were ready. Alright. I understand if you are upset, but please try to understand. My father is doing this to help all of us. And that includes you, Nico. The fact that you can't even go back home. I'm sure that upsets him greatly. The world means a lot to him, you know? So, how does flying work? Wait, don't these machines already exist in your world? You should already know what to expect. Not really. I've only heard about them. They're usually a lot bigger than this one anyway. Oh, well, a word of precaution before we take to the air. Please try not to panic. It takes a few minutes of getting used to, but it's not that bad once you're in the air. I'll try. Oh, I should probably tell Calamus and Alula where I'm going. You mean those two running over here now? Nico! Maybe they were wondering why the hell we've just been off doing our own thing for a long time. Bad news. The boat is gone. What? It's the squares. It looks like they're headed in this direction. That's fast. Is there room for everyone in there? Probably not. Calamus, right? Yeah? How bad is it? Doesn't seem to be of immediate danger. Then, it is a priority that I take you to the city first, Nico. What about them? I can make a detour later and drop you guys off in the city too if you want. The city is better equipped to handle the squares. You'll be safer there. You're taking us to the city? If you wish. Oh, yeah. Alright. I will be back here in an hour, so please wait for me until then. You guys sure you'll be fine here? Mm-hmm. The squares are still moving pretty slowly for now. Alright then. Guess we'll run back into each other again soon? I'm ready to go. Alright. Off up into the air. We're doing a full planes, trains, and automobiles here, but instead it's mine carts, little dinghy boats, and flying machines. That's my preferred version of the story anyways. You can be John Candy, I'll be Steve Martin. Maybe you should be Steve Martin, you got the gray hair. And Nico's about as lovable as John Candy is. You just aren't as mean as Steve Martin is. It holds up. You can be Steve Martin. It's fine. I'll be John Candy. Phew. Made it. You okay there? That was the coolest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Reactions from first-timers are always delightful to watch. Hey, Graeme. That was really fun. Did you have fun too? I mean, you weren't on the plane with me, but you got to watch at least, right? And Cedric? I really haven't been chiming in a lot here lately, like physically within the game. Yeah? Thanks. What for? Flying. Oh, you're welcome? And for answering my questions back there, too. And for telling me more about the world machine. I'm just really sorry about what happened to your old world, though. So, I'll help you as best as I can. And even if it's all just a machine, this world is still nice. I mean, I got to fly, I got to see the ocean, and I got to meet a lot of nice people. People like you. And Prototype, even if he's broken right now. I'm glad you're taking it so well, Nico. We should probably hand over the memory disk. This guy probably knows better what to do with it than we do. And I'm glad that we've met as well, despite the circumstances. Speaking of Proto, I should probably head off now. I need to go pick up the siblings, too. That's true, those two have been waiting for a while now. In the meantime, do you remember what to do when you get to the surface? I remember having to fix an elevator button. Alright, you should attend to that then. Let's meet up here in an hour, okay? Got it. Alright, now let me just... No, the music cuts out right when the squares show up. It's always so devastating. No! They're trapped on the island. Calamus, Alula. We don't have much time left. Nico, change of plans. Please give me the memory disk. Alright. Listen carefully. It's likely I'll be targeted again, so we should split up to keep you safe. I want you to find a door under a large clock. The room behind it houses a pair of ground access elevators. Once you get to the ground, immediately find Rue and bring her back to the room. You could have told me about the secret elevator sooner, probably. Would have saved time. She will know what to do in the meantime. Alright, what about you, though? I'm gonna bring Prototype back. Whoa, that was badass! That was so cool. Are you okay? What? Are you okay? Don't worry, I'm fine. Don't scare me like that. That was super badass, though. Cool action hero stuff. Wait, is this the guy I was calling an action hero before? I feel like it wasn't. I feel like I was called Prototype. So now Prototype is Arnold Statham Willis. And so Cedric can be like Stallone Seagal Lee or something like that. Hey, Graeme, let's do our best. We're really creating our own A-team here. But I don't know the A-team that well as a property. I can't, like, I think Murtaugh? Crap, I don't even remember their names at all. Mr. T was in it, that's about all I know. Hannibal was one of the characters, but I can't really name all of us different members of the A-team because I really don't know it. Please do not approach. Yikes. Things aren't going too well here. Let's just go and find this clock tower, shall we? Come on. Oh, we still got this guy. Should we just grab him and, like, pull him along with us? Work already. Oh, right, the elevator guy. Interesting that there's isolated parts of this that are, like, unaffected enough that they're still doing their own things. Like, independently within this falling apart world. Come on, come on. Now of all times. Excuse me. Whoa. You're you. Jeez, I didn't think I was going to run into... The elevator is missing a button, right? How did you know? Messiah powers, you know? Graeme and I will help you fix it. Seriously? Oh, thank goodness. The evacuees are counting on this. On me. But I've been here for hours and I can't figure out a thing. Evacuees? You know, from the West Apartments. The square stuff wrecked the place yesterday. Oh, right now everyone's crowded in the cafe. We really want to get everyone to the surface as soon as possible, though. The library on the surface doubles as a shelter for situations like this. I see. Wait. Didn't we find the magnets and stuff in the apartments, Graeme? The what? Looks like we'll have to find some other way to fix the button, Graeme. Oh, nope. Just write that off altogether. Holy fudge. Looks like Graeme and I'll need to find another way down altogether. But this is the only elevator in the area. We'll think of something. And also, you're wrong, because we were specifically told that there is another option. Maybe we just shouldn't send everyone to it. This arrow that's immediately like, nope, 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 don't go that way. I think this is the cafe, so it's going to be awful clogged up down here if everyone is hunkering down in here trying to hide out. Pancake Buddy. Oh, hello, Messiah. You came at a bad time. The apartment in the west sector got destroyed by squares a day ago. Terrible, isn't it? Yes. But at least the evacuees seem to be doing okay. We're letting them stay here for now. Oh, the penguin! The penguin's back. Oh, it's that penguin.
Hello.
Apparently, hello penguin is a reference to something I don't understand. I did see that somewhere, but I didn't recognize the thing it was referencing to. So, hello penguin. That's a thing. I just don't know what it is. Same as usual, huh? Still not very chatty. Dang it. I just moved into my apartment. Now where am I gonna go? Man, you need to start worrying about the world as a whole here. These apartments aren't so important right now. Hey. Hi. Is it me or is it really cold outside? You know, now that you mentioned it, it is really chilly this time around, Graeme. Good thing you've got a scarf, huh? Yeah. Our apartment got evacuated while my parents were out at work. I'm waiting for them to pick us up now. I hope they're okay. At least my robot's with me. Oh yeah, I remember you. I also just realized earlier when I was facing Cedric that I was like, I like your cape. I just realized I forgot I'm wearing a scarf just from the side here. It looks very cape-like. I wonder what he was wearing. I don't know if he was wearing a cape or a scarf. Aviators, I feel like goggles, scarves kind of go together. He's probably just wearing a scarf. Squares make the people evacuate. Evacuation makes the girl sad. Squares are bad. Nice deductive reasoning. Bummer. I had to leave most of my plants behind. This stinks. Sorry to hear. Speaking of plants, I heard the glen is just covered in vines now. Is that true? Yeah, the plant lady was using them to keep the land from falling apart. The plant spirit, Maze? I figured... Say, how's she doing? Oh, she's gone, isn't she? She said she was using up the last of her powers. I wouldn't be surprised. She always did her best to protect everyone. Oh, I'll miss her. Glad to know someone else will, too. Someone else who can, like, understand and appreciate what she did and the sacrifices she made. Alright, I really don't know how many options of exploration we're gonna have. Hopefully we can just find the big clock tower. Nope, no time for a nap. All the west side stuff is going to be shut down, right? Should have realized. And so there's probably only going to be like one option of places I can go to the east here, right? I imagine things will be pretty limited. You! Oh! So am I not looking for a clock tower? Am I looking for the clock head? Here we are at the 11th hour. No, it clearly says on your face that it's like 10 after 12. Shouldn't you be with the other evacuees? Maybe. I wonder if the big clock has reached 0 yet. I want to be right here when everything ends. Wonder what's so special about right here. Good evening. Please leave me be. We're running out of time. Man, you're a downer. Oh, there's a computer down here, right? It is all shut down. Guess we can't do anything about that. Oh, damn. This doomsday clock, yeah, it definitely hit 0. The door is locked. Looks like it's asking for a password. The word documents is on the screen above the password prompt. Again? Kind of getting lazy with where you're hiding these things, but maybe it was kind of like, maybe it was just kind of like, you know, You've already learned all this already. No need to make you go through it all again. Oh, although it is asking for like a full... Maybe it's not just, maybe it needs the full clover thing opened up again? No, there's nothing here this time. There's no documents or anything telling me what to do. I mean, last time it asked for a password, it was just Solstice, so maybe that hasn't changed. Probably worth a shot. It's worth giving at least... one shot. That sounded like a positive noise. Ah! That was about as easy as could be. I didn't even look at what was going on up above it there. Huh. Oh, is this for the 3 different people? Is this why he said we needed 3 of us before? So, like, maybe I would use this one. What color was Calamus? Maybe he would use the left one and Prototype would use the right? And there's at least one. There's 2 elevators. Okay. Should we go let Elevator Dude know that the elevators are usable? Looks like it's stuck on another floor. What about you? Has no button panel. Tapping the door doesn't open it either. It usually works. Wait. There's a lever hanging from the ceiling. And we just need someone who's a little bit taller. Maybe Elevator Dude? Can't reach it. I also do want to climb up behind this and see what kind of stuff is waiting back here. I just want to see, well, I know it's this loop, but I want to see if anything interesting is taking place here this time. No, just a big empty loop, no cutscenes or anything to interact with. Do you want to know that the clock has reached 0? I thought maybe that would be something of interest to you that you would want to hear about, you know? What about you? Communications with the surface have been lost. I'm unable to do anything. I'm sorry that your primary function has been proved useless. Computer terminal. Useful note? Who took my stapler? That's definitely an Office Space reference, right? That's beautiful. Alright, dude, we have a new option. We need to go take the other elevator here. We found some elevators. What? Seriously? I've literally never seen another one in this area. It was in a locked room. Oh, do they work? We don't know yet. One of them has a lever that's out of my reach. Wait, you can help us. What? You should be able to reach the lever, because you're taller than me. Oh, I guess I am? So, show me the way, I suppose. Yeah, use that long reach. Use your big hooky pole. That's like a thing. That's like your whole deal. I'm gonna need you to gigolo this lever down for me, like the hooker that you are. Okay. That was unexpected to just teleport to the right spot. This room gives me the creeps, man. Same. Yeah, so, what do you need my help with again? Well, coincidentally, you were walking straight towards it. Can you reach the lever up there? Oh, right. Wait. I'm not that tall. Well, it was worth a shot. Wait, I got this. Yeah, you do. It honestly wasn't that high up. It looked like you probably could have jumped or something. Nice. Thank you, mister. No problem, kid. So, you coming? I want to run to the cafe and I want to find out if it's possible to let them know that they have a way out of here. There's a few different dialogue trees about the guy saying at least everyone won't starve. And then a cute thing about, like, can I get you something to eat? And Nico was like, oh, I would love pancakes, but... Yeah, there's honestly no one... There was no dialogue option to lead people to this, so I guess I'm just hoping they find it on their own. Seems like I could very easily help them out right now, so that's a shame. I guess the 2 of us will go figure things out, and then we'll come help out more after? Oh, neat. Well, looks like this elevator works alright. I'll, go get some evacuees, I suppose. Oh, awesome, perfect. Oh! Shit. What is going on? No! It's the square stuff, isn't it? There aren't any in here, but I can hear them just outside the door. Hold on, maybe Graeme and I can... No, it's okay. Looks like the squares aren't inside the elevator, yet. You're in a hurry, right? Go do what you need to do. What about you? I'll figure something out. Okay. I feel like he's screwed. I would be shocked if he couldn't get his way out of there, but I hope so. That would stink. He didn't even get a chance to help anyone. Door won't budge. I thought maybe that was how I could get back to that back alley where Rue was hanging out, but I guess I don't know 100% where I am right now. Here's the tower. I don't think I need to go to the tower right now. Oh, is the other elevator here? Can I send it up? Let's see if this works. Okay, so I can go back up. I do need to be at the surface, though. I'm guessing I can't suddenly alert the evacuees, same as I couldn't just a second ago. But at least I do have that secondary option there. Sorry that guy just chose wrong, basically. He could have been fine if he just looped back around and did that instead. Can't think too hard about that sort of stuff. Please, you mustn't. The labs could collapse any moment now. Let go of me. What are you guys fighting about down here? Oh, shit. Cedric, I hope you are a good person. I don't really know exactly what all this hubbub is about. I couldn't stop him. What did he take? Messiah! Oh, you came at an awful time. Everyone keeps saying that. Can't you guys just be glad to see me? Don't Messiahs usually, like, come at the end? Seems like when you should have expected me. Come on, we have to get out of here. Where to? Where everyone else is right now. I guess lead the way? Maybe having everyone in one place isn't a great idea? Oh, okay, so someone had told me that the faces on this dice lady randomizes, and so previously I got the two-sided die, which was like a very irritable, quick to anger version of the dice lady, and like I just thought that was normal. I think I even said something like, oh, clever, that, you know, that's the side of the dice that looks like it has two eyes. It makes sense to make that the, quote, face of the dice or whatever, but I got a different version of it this time. Hey, Kip, you made it back in one piece. You kind of left the shelter without telling me. Sure gave me a good scare back there. This is the more caring, compassionate version, I suppose. Sorry, George. Whoa, you found the Messiah, too? Sweet. How's it going, little fella? Now we got Surfer Bro, Chaka Bra, Chill Ass George. Bad. Ah, same. We ran into each other after this boy forced himself into the lab complex. I couldn't stop him. I don't know why he was being so insistent. He said he needed to go rebuild a robot. Oh, you know him? Yeah. Robot, eh? Y'all talking about a little dude with white hair and goggles, right? That's Cedric, yeah. Bro ran off with one of my books. Said it was an emergency, so I just let him have it. Hope he didn't run into trouble, dude. Yeah, I hope he's alright too. With any luck, maybe the lab complex can hold up long enough for him to... Ooh, shit's getting real. Oh my gosh, it was... the labs? The poor kid. No, not him too. Okay, how many of these characters are actually getting killed off? Did your face just change to a one face? I'm sorry about your friend. Last time we spoke, he told me to go look for someone on the surface. I need to get going. Bruh, you know we ain't gonna let you walk into the fire like that. Fire, squares. But George is right. The squares seem to be targeting a lot of the weaker constructs in the city. Only the library has the structural integrity to withstand collapse. It's best if you stay here until things stabilize. However long that takes. But what about my mission? Don't you guys want me to bring the sun back at least? The sun ain't gonna make the squares go away, dude. Sadly, not to mention, even getting there is gonna be hard. If the world is like this, there's no telling what's going on in the tower. And if the Messiah got hurt, of all people, that's like the exact opposite of radical, dude. A friend of mine said something about this forever ago. It's better for the world to die naturally. No living being should have to carry that burden. the time I thought it was just her faulty code speaking. Now I'm starting to understand. Messiah, I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. All this time we've burdened you with our hope, our faith, blissfully ignoring the fact that you're just a lost child. Well, you're probably more scared than any of us, aren't you? We have been dealing with tragedy for so long, it's become background noise to us. But for you, it must be so terrifying. And now you're stuck here with the rest of us? Being held back by the very people you were told to save? We must seem so ungrateful. It's okay. When I first came to this world a long time ago, back then all I wanted was to go home. Graeme, do you remember? The very first time. I'm not sure how far back it was for you, but I remember towards the end. I actually wasn't sure anymore about going home. Even knowing the world would be doomed eventually, I still wanted the people here to be happy. So, when you told me to return the sun back then, I didn't even question it. But then I just came back. You... what? And then I found out about the world being like this. Cool that my choice did end up having some pretty impactful dialogue moments. I was worried that it would be shoved aside and forgotten. Prototype said to forget the things he told me, and Cedric told me not to think about it too much, but I'm sorry for getting upset at you back at the mines. I'd thought for you to know all that, yet continue doing this. It just seemed cruel. But then I realized something. You really wanted to save both the world and me. But at the end, you could only choose one, right? Is it really hard for you too? It must be. At least Nico doesn't hold it against me, because I did choose to save the world instead of them. And now I feel more guilty about that now than I did at the time that I made the choice, because it seemed like such a logical thing to do. Now all of a sudden I feel like I've spiraled Nico into this cycle of endless torment. And now I feel more bad about it than ever. If the world isn't broken, will that choice still be there? Do you still need to choose between one or the other? But even if it is, I really want to save this world, Graeme. Even if it's more dangerous this time around. Ooh, I'm curious, if we saved Nico the first time, then would this play out that Nico was just like, would make the same choice and be like, yeah, I still want to go home. I feel like that's still the right choice. Or would Nico always push me towards saving the world? Because that would be very reassuring and vindicating to be like, oh, that was always the right choice. Even if so many of the nice people we meet were... Graeme, I'm not afraid anymore. That's why I think you guys should let me go. I promise I'll be okay. Please. Yo, kid. You're real strong, you know that? Go knock him dead, Tiger. I love those finger guns. Well, if George is fine with it, I guess we should let you go now, Messiah. But promise us you'll be careful, okay? You guys be safe too. Should I run around and talk to these people? Maybe a little. Yeah, I think I will, but next time. I feel like we're closing in on the end of things here. There's not a ton left to do, but like there's quite a bit left to kind of wrap up here. So I think we'll finish things in the next episode. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again soon.